when many scholars, the entire group of scholars comes together, now instead of accepting the actual evidence, now we have to attack ad hominem arguments. We must attack the people and say they are perverting the evidence. This is solid archaeological evidence.
These people have not done their evidence research. They do not have their evidence. All they have is a faith, and what they have done is they have selected bits and pieces. No, I haven't.
You've read John Warwick Montgomery.
Look, this is supposed to be a discussion on atheism. This is not who's your author.
Well, I'm pointing out to you that you are demeaning men that you know nothing about, and you have no evidence that they're not scholars.
These people are like so many other people who we've read, and every one of these is nothing but an apologist for a religious faith system. What they do is they select what evidence they want to look at.
Who is selecting here, Mr. Lynch? I'd really like to know who is selecting.
That's what I'd like to ask.
Each one of these new ideologists come up with an explanation for the New Testament. Archaeology comes along, and it's a relatively new science, comes along and just shoots holes in each one of them.
That's right, because the archaeologists examine actual documents, actual physical evidence that you can hold in your hand, not just a bunch of belief systems and a bunch of philosophical claptrap.
I'm not talking about belief systems. I'm talking about those same documents that you are talking about. And if you look at them in true textual criticism, in the light of true textual criticism, that you've got the evidence falls far in the favor of those who are on the side of Christianity and the existence of Jesus Christ.
No, it doesn't. I'm sorry. The actual physical evidence that you can actually pick up and hold in your hands refutes Christianity vehemently.
That is completely and totally false. And
the only thing that supports Christianity is a faith, and it's a faith in nothing.
For example, Luke mentions 54 cities, 3 islands, and a number of rulers, and never misses so much as one thing wrong. These are cities we can go to, we can find them.
With the Wind mentioning Atlanta and getting Charleston, South Carolina.
Give me facts, Mr. Lynch.
This is a fact.
Facts.
If you read the
Refute what I just
Gone
said,
with
please.
the Wind, you will find the names of actual cities, actual states, actual counties, and I suppose that on the basis of your acceptance of the Bible, your criteria for accepting things, we would have to assume that Gone with the Wind is an absolutely true story.
There's a truly wonderful example of logical absurdity.
No, it's not absurdity.
You're the one who's
being absurd, because what you're saying is that you read something in a book.
Mr. Lynch.
Will you shut up?
Mr. Lynch,
What you're telling me is that you read something in a book, and you are going to accept it simply because you read it. And I am saying that before you can accept it, you've got to actually have something that demonstrates that the book should be taken seriously in the first place.
Right, Steve, you're exactly right. What Mr. Lynch had said was that actual archaeological evidence completely and totally refutes Christianity. I respond by pointing out that that is completely false, and he had to go into Gone with the Wind. That's again what you have when you get into a discussion of the historical evidence of Christianity. I have brought up many scholars. There is no reason whatsoever to doubt their
one or two.
And not only that, but I'm talking about people who are not all these people are Christians. They are not apologists of the faith. I would say to someone, go to the archaeological books. Go to them yourself. Ignore me and Mr. Lynch. Go to him yourself, and you'll find that Mr. Lynch does not know what he's talking about in reference to this.
I'm sorry, I have to refute that and say that I do know what I'm talking about, and we have the books right here at the Atheist Center.
With facts.
Yeah, we do have the facts. We do have the facts.
Okay, let's sit down.
We have the facts in the Atheist Center. I don't have them with me because I don't bring all my religious stuff on vacations and on trips.
Okay, Steve, I think you can see where we're coming from here. I keep referencing...
Coming from. Mr. Lynch,
okay, what we're talking about here is atheism, and let me tell you a couple of things. What we see in this country is we see that religion...
Right.
Religion is being used in this country the same way it has been used in every culture in the history of humanity. It is being used to deprive people of rights. It is being used to teach people to accept a bunch of garbage so that they can be ruled easily. It is teaching people to accept sick and irrational ideas. We are using artifacts like Bibles and other written fables that are supposed to justify this faith and which are bandied about as some kind of great historical truth, despite the fact that the actual physical evidence refutes it. And the only thing we have are the assertions of religious people, and that is not evidence.
Steve, I would again say that I have brought up the evidence. He's failed to refute it. And in reference to what he just said, in reference to what he just said concerning religion being used to help rule people, I'd like to point out to you that the country that has a lot of trouble ruling its people and knocks off millions of them a year, called the Soviet Union, is the one who is the great backer of atheism and the very great proponent of that. And I think anyone who looks at it, I'd like to ask you, how many atheist hospitals for blind children are there, sir? How many atheist hospitals in Africa, sir? How many worldwide hunger
I'm glad you're bringing this up, because every religious hospital we have ever looked at is financed with tax money.
Oh, really?
Yes. What happens is that all the money that is used to treat these patients comes through government aid programs, and it comes through the welfare agencies, it comes through the health and human service agencies, and it's a fair statement to say that all the so-called religious hospitals are not self-supporting. They are run as profit-making businesses, and they are run for the churches. And if you look at the church exemptions that are taken, they are all taken in the religion category because the religions don't want to have to pay their fair share of taxes, even though they consume all the services provided by government, and they are using their hospitals, they are using their daycare centers as cash sources. This has been proven over and over and over again.
Steve,
we have a 6-inch stack in the Atheist Center of computer printouts listing all the property in Austin, Texas, and Travis County that's owned by churches, and all the all the businesses that receive state money from the state of Texas. And every one of these church hospitals, church daycare centers, church whatever you want to call them, church old age homes, are profit-making businesses that claim exemption from taxes under religion, and they are nothing but holes that our tax money are going into.
Notice, Steve, that there is no answer to the question because there aren't any. The attack was.
Okay, yes, there is an atheist who started a hospital.
we must attack the way that it is run, and I'd like to point out that I have a little thing here.
San Francisco is an atheist who started a hospital.
From the American Atheist Press, it is the publications list, and on the back it says "Nonprofit Organization, U.S. Postage Paid." Now, someone else is taking advantage of the nonprofit status, and all donations are tax deductible and the whole 9 yards. It's okay there, but it's not okay when we do it.
Let me explain the difference. We are a nonprofit educational organization under 501(c). Churches are nonprofit religious organizations.
Under the same thing.
The difference is that we pay
Christian educating organizations in this world. He'd be the
Let me explain how the IRS does this.
Hang on here, because Steve,
we pay property taxes. We pay ad valorem taxes. Churches pay none of these.
All right, Steve, we've got to run. I've got to let you go. We're going to continue on the other side with more calls and more opinions at 258-5394. Brian?
Yeah, we've been talking an awful lot about the historical evidence for Jesus, and before we go, I'd just like to mention that Madeline O'Hare will have a book out next